With the Osmonds at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre from the 15th through the 19th of March, you've not only got the magical music of the brothers, but also their sister Marie gets involved too. Georgia Lennon is playing her and joins me now for a chat. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I hope to find you well.
Yes, I'm all good, thank you.
Fantastic. Now, having a great time out on the road, and it must be both fun and madness, the amount of wonderful music that's in this show.
It's absolutely crazy, but I'm having the best time. It makes it so much easier when you've got a wonderful cast and company working with you, and we're just having the best time visiting everywhere, and we can't wait to get to our next venue.
Well, it is going to be an amazing show, and you've got the whole story of the Osmonds, and this is something that started back in the '60s. Marie got involved when there was the work which she did with Donny and the TV show that went alongside that, and telling this story. It must be really good fun being able to get behind the characters and show not only the family love but also the stresses that go along the sort of thing they've been doing.
It is. It's been such an interesting story to look at, research, and obviously perform. And as we were going, there were so many things that we stumbled across that we didn't even know anything about that are in the musical. And Marie is involved from quite an early age in the show. She first appears when they're sort of devising and starting to find their sound of Lazy River, and that's when you first see her appear, and then you see this growth throughout the show through Paper Roses, which she released when she was 13, which I just find absolutely crazy. And then we get into all the Donny and Marie stuff through into this massive progression of everyone, and everyone who comes to see the show too also says, oh my goodness, I didn't know that about the family, or I didn't know that about the Osmonds. And I think that's what's so the beauty of this show really is that there's so many hidden things that if you come and watch it, you discover all these new things about the Osmonds.
Now, you're only recently graduated from your courses yourself, and is this your first big national tour?
Yes, this is the first tour I've ever done, so this is a brand new thing for me. And I was doing an interview the other day, and they were saying, if you've toured before, what is the one thing you can't live without on tour? And I was like, well, I'm still learning all of that, because this is the first time I've ever done that. So I'm still kind of learning the ropes. And there's quite a few of us that this is our first tour. And I think that's what makes it even more fun, is that we don't know what we're dealing with from week to week. And I'm loving discovering this sort of new element to theatre. And I'm really enjoying hitting each venue, because each venue is so different. And I love that.
Well, yeah, and particularly for the fact that you're playing the Osmonds, for whom you're going through the same sort of experiences they did at the ages you're portraying them. So it really works well, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it sort of mimics what they did when they were younger. And I think that makes it even more special and even more real for us, I think.
Now, because I mean, you've performed throughout your life as well, so I think again you've got that whole Marie experience. You were doing some brilliant stuff, and when you were back in 2011, so you were very young then when you were doing some BBC stuff.
Yes, so I was on Horrible Histories when I was younger, and we actually had that video up amongst us in the cast the other day. We were all sat laughing at it. So it's always been, performing has always been something that I've known since being really young. That's what I wanted to do. And apparently I turned to my mum. I went to see Sound of Music at the Palladium when I was really young, and all the kids marched out onto stage, and I turned to my mum and I was like, that's what I want to do when I'm older. So I've always kind of known that that's ultimately what I want to be doing, and I can't tell you how amazing it is that I get to do this every day as my job.
And have you got a favourite song that the boys perform, and also one that you perform in the show?
My favourite one that the boys perform, I think, is Lazy River. That is my favourite Osmond song. I just think you can't resist dancing along to that, and it's just one of those really good feel-good songs. And then the song I sing that I enjoy the most, I think I would have to go with Paper Roses, either that or Leaving It All Up to You with Donny. I love that one. I love that, but I think it'd be Paper Roses, and I love the way that it's set up in the show. It's a really great moment, and it's just so nice to sing. It's such a good song.
But they're all great songs in this show. I think that's part of it, isn't it? Yeah, you can't move for amazing music, and that just shows the career of the family that you're telling the tale of too, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. But throughout the show, as we were sort of learning the music, every new song that got added, we were like, oh, this one as well. Like, this one's so good. and it's ranges from everything. So you've got the ballads, which are just so beautiful, like Raining, Let Me In, which are just such classics, all the way through to their more upbeat stuff, which is obviously like Lazy River, Crazy Horses. Every single one of them is just such a good song.
Mm-hmm. Now, we say we said you're all out on tour, and you say you've been asked a question on what would you miss most on tour. What have you enjoyed most? And do you get a chance to explore some of the cities you're going to?
It's totally dependent on our schedule, because some venues we do 8 shows a week, and that leaves us a little bit less time than some venues where we do 7. But I've found that I've been able to explore each venue a little bit so far. So I've had a little bit of time to sort of head out and do my own thing. And I just love that each week you don't know what you're going to get in each city that we arrive in. You never know until you get there. And we're in Cheltenham this week, and me and one of the cast were walking along the street yesterday, and I was like, oh, and there's that, and there's that, and there's that. And you get that every venue you go to. You're like, oh, well, there's that down the road, and working out where everything is, and then what things you can go and see as well. And I love that. I've always been such an explorer, and that's the beauty of tour as well, that you see so many new places. That, like, I love going on holiday, but you never explore the UK as much as you get to when you're on tour. We go everywhere. So it's amazing.
Well, you've got 7 shows in Wolverhampton, so fingers crossed you'll get a chance to have a little look
Got
around
an
the
extra
city.
little bit of time there.
That's the way to do it. Okay, so we know that the sound's good. We know that it's going to be telling an amazing story. How do you enjoy the look? Because some of the clothes, again, I know the boys have got some scary outfits, because they're all synchronized. You've got their color theme that lets you know who's who as you head through it. How does it work for your look on stage?
Do you know what? I absolutely love what I wear. And there's so many items of clothing that I wear that I've already got my eye on. That I'm like, at the end of the show, I'm like, I want to keep that. And there's a pair of jeans that, honestly, if they were my jeans, I'd have them on every single day. They fit me like a glove. They're vintage and they're so cool. But there's so many different outfits that I wear that I love. In Country Boy, which is in the second act, I wear this beautiful country dress that is really fitted, and then it flares at the bottom. And everyone says that I look like Mary Poppins when I wear that dress. And I really kind of love that. And I just love sort of flitting about in it. And then I have sort of my It Takes Two costume, which is completely fringed and so glittery. And the costumes are just beautiful. And I have a great wardrobe, I'd say, for this show.
But that's a big part of this show, though. It's huge, isn't it?
The aesthetic of the show is just as important as the songs, the music, the acting itself. It's all those things that when they're amalgamated, that really sort of give you that overall Osmonds experience. And they have nailed it. The costumes are just stunning.
And have you found it working with Jay Osmond? I know the lads have really drawn on the bits they needed to from the story, because they were playing him and his brothers. But has it been the same for you with Play Marie?
Definitely. And we've all had, throughout the rehearsal process, we all had our own individual time with Jay to sit down and ask him any questions we wanted about our character, about the other characters surrounding us. And I think there's something so invaluable about this experience that we've had with Jay in the room and even on tour with us now, that we are constantly finding new things out about our character. And I think especially when you're playing someone who is still alive now, like a real person, you feel quite a lot of pressure to get it right. And obviously the fans are expecting you to be this person. So I think it's so special that we've been able to work with the man himself on all of these characters, and who better to work with than the person who knows them inside out. So I've been able to find out things about Marie that you wouldn't be able to find out unless you asked him directly. I would not know my specific relationship with each single one of the brothers, with my mother, with my father. And we've been able to sit down and work through all of that and really hone in on who Marie actually is. And I think that's just so interesting. And I've loved hearing all of Jay's stories. There's some really great stories and some real special moments that you sit there and you're just like, I can't believe that this is and was your life.
And you've worked out your on-stage relationship with the brothers. Does that mirror your real life relationship with the boys behind the roles?
You know what? We've been asked this so many times in interviews, and they say, the family are known to be such a close family. How have you managed to hit that and represent that on stage, and have you worked on it a lot? And we all say honestly, it's something that we've never specifically worked on. It's just something that happened from day one. We're all so close, we get on so well, and it's something that just developed and blossomed so naturally. And I think you can't beat that, and you can't fake something that isn't there. And that is the real beauty of this cast, is we're all so close. Everyone is such a wonderful person. And I'm an only child, and I honestly feel like I've inherited a million siblings that I never had before. And it's just so beautiful. And I know that I can trust any single one of them with my life, and they're just a joy to be around every single day. I can't wait to come into the theatre just to see everyone and say hi and catch up with everyone. And I love that.
And part of that is bringing this amazing show to the stage. It is at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre, the 15th through to the 19th of March. One family, 100 million records is the strapline. It is the Osmonds. It is a new musical, and it is well worth a look. 01902 429212 is the box office number, grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets. Limited availability on the Saturday matinee already, and we need to make sure that you get in there fast to get the seats that you're looking for what will be a truly awesome show. Georgia, Lennon, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.